Hello, this is the correct installation method of your AE86 cup holder. Would you like to see? Let's see. What you will need for this job: an AE86. It's very expensive. I recommend not getting one. A center console. These are also very expensive, but sometimes they come with a car. One pair of needle nose pliers and one AE86 cup holder made by Automax. And we're going to remove this one. First step is remove the roll pin. One removed roll pin. Remove the lid. Remove the old rubbish. Install your new cup holder. Please note that the small side goes towards the driver's side. That way when the door is on, it can open and close and have the clearance here for your cups and stuff. Whatever you wish to put in there. And we put the lid back in place. And then we reinstall the roll pin, which is going to be more difficult than I thought. And like so, it is installed. And like that, you now have some stable storage for your drink. Ta-da! And now, as you can see, if you have a 5-year-old A series Samsung, it will fit in here. Alternatively, if you're cool in school, you can now install one of those and one of these. There you go. Just like that. Alright, well, now that that ridiculous is over with, I have something else that I want to test on this car that I've been designing and printing. Not the XL, the A86. And that is some grill clips, the little trimmy bits that tend to break because people force them. So we're going to put them in there and we're going to test them. So yeah. One of the wildest things about this particular grill here, and I'm giving away a bit of a secret, you can remove it safely without even popping the bonnet. All you need is something like a little flat blade or something like that. You have these little tabs in the back here, and you just got to push that tab around and these just pop out. Like, it's real easy. I'll show you. Like so, that's one. Oop. That's two. Just like that. That's three. And that's four. There are more of them. However, yeah, I don't have them. So, yeah. That's how easy that is. Alright, now these old trim clips, just a pair of needle nose pliers, and they pop out that way. I'm just going to swap all these ones out because I want to go testing my ones and see how they hold up. They're not exactly the best design as far as I'm concerned. Like, they don't look quite factory, but they seem to work reasonably well in the AE92. However, it only has 2 of them, so let's see if I can't. Oh, this one's broken, and then this one as well is also broken. That's the problem with them, they tend to break a bit. So yeah, not real fun on that. Now, weirdly enough, the correct way to install this grill is actually, we now put the fresh trim clips in here when it wants to go. Oh, I think I'm getting stuck here. One sec. Alright, so that took 2 hands, but you can see all the clips in there. Like I say, we'll get these out of the way. Not too worried about my paint here because it's trash anyway. But now we just take this, put it up this way, and we just gently make sure it's all going in the right way. Nice little clip, like so. I don't know if you can really see that, but I'm moving the whole car on it, so it's not too bad. Holding there. There's a tiny bit of movement in that bottom clip there, but otherwise that is holding. There you go, my little trimmy clips. I'm quite happy with that. We'll drive around with it on the car for a bit, and there you go. You can put the seat better there. Moving the whole grille, not coming out. Like I said, they work. They're just not as aesthetically pleasing as I'd like them to be. However, aesthetically pleasing doesn't always mean functional. I mean, you got nothing. It's a massive improvement on nothing. So yeah, kind of happy with that. Drive around with that for a couple of weeks. We'll see how we go there. Alright, and our other 3D printed thing is our cap here. Now there is a tiny bit of deformation around the back here. I don't know whether it's shrinkage or not, but it's only a tiny bit. So this was made with the, not PET, it was the ABS. So I'm going to pull that one off just now, and we're going to have a look and see how bad it's deformed. This is why we prototype things. Alright, so we have it off here. You can sort of see it in that light there. It's supposed to be flat around there, and it's around like that, and on the inside there you can sort of see where it sort of shrunk. So I think it's actually shrinkage. This top is exactly the right size the whole way around. It's not deformed in that way. I think it's just shrinkage. So what I'm going to try and do is, if I print it with 0% infill, because this is light, this is like really light, this is only like 40 grams or something like that. If I go 0% infill and print it, it should be able to handle that heat without shrinking as much. The other thing I can do is, if I try and dry my material before I print with it, it should print a little bit firmer and we'll have less of that. Alternatively, again, I go and print with the more heat resistant stuff. But yeah, that's currently it. It still fits on, it still works, it's still not interfering with anything. We're just getting a slight deformity. And I drive this car every day. I drive it in peak hour traffic, an hour each way, so you know, it's getting a lot of the heat soak sitting there and everything like that. So, and I drive it like a moron as well, so it's getting a half decent testing in that regard. So yeah, a little bit of deforming ain't too bad. Alright, and because life is busy and I forget things, I forgot that I had a new starter motor waiting, ready for me to pick up. So there it is. There's the 2 bolts. We'll get it in there. This is a really easy job. You don't need to see this. Alright, look at that starter motor in. Let's go see if it starts. And a ready, and a 1, and a 2, and a... Oh, look at that. Weeks it hasn't started up. And just like that. Like a good Corolla. Woo! Yeah, well. And I have to replace one of the dead LEDs. One of the other cool things I did this morning is that. It was broken when I got the car, but that clip has been broken the entire time I've owned it. I redesigned it and 3D printed it, and now it holds my bonnet just nicely. Alright, now with the starter done, we are here at Whitey's, and he's also come to the conclusion that it's probably fuel related. So we have something to test the fuel pressure. Little gauge here, can't really see it on the camera, but let's test. I should have about 40 to 45 psi. Well, That doesn't look good. That's not even 30. See if we can so yeah, as you can see, it's dropping in pressure, and it should be like 20 psi larger, or you know, thereabouts. So I'm probably up for a new fuel pump. Fuck. Alright, so we know that the fuel pump's cooked. There's no leaking from the hose on the inside of it, nothing leaking on the outside. So the only real reason for it is the pump is cooked. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to drop the tank and get that out, because Toyota in their infinite wisdom didn't put an access port here. Those fucking cucks. Anyway, unfortunately that's all I've got time for this week. So one Bosch fuel pump later. I have yet to go chuck it in, which is going to be a pain in the ass of a job, just because of the way that they designed it. It's sort of like the AE86 one, where you've got the two hangers, but the problem is that all the hoses are like all on top, and they're all super hard to get to. They do have lower disconnect points, but you've still got to drop those hoses and such down. So yeah, that is a bit of a pain in the job. Just don't have the time to get it all done this weekend, unfortunately. So it is now a next weekend job, more than likely. Positive note though, I've almost finished 3D modeling and printing my R32 ashtray replacement. I'm doing a print now, and I've got to make some fine tune adjustments, and then she'll be ready to go. So yeah, I'm pretty keen for that one. We'll stay on top of that, and I'll show you when I go over there next, in the next R32 rebuild series 1. So yeah, anyway, see ya.